Okay, excuse my beautiful messy room. Again, woke up in the dark to the power outage. Still out, and so I'm taking advantage of Uncle Joe. I'm going to use him to heat the room up, but I still got to clean him out from my last wood burn just because there's some debris, and I decided to wipe it out so I could try to keep my hands as clean as possible when I'm filling it up, because who knows how long the power will be out. So while I was doing this, I remember sitting here the other day. That's why I grabbed the video so I can keep cleaning this while I'm talking. And I remember saying, I built this. I would be more upset if I don't get a chance to actually use it for an actual situation. And the only time I'd really end up needing this would be during a power outage. I didn't want to make this for nothing, so what am I going to do? How about I ask for a power outage? And then it just went along with everything else, and it was like, seriously? Ain't it wonderful how that happens? I mean, that's something to take enjoyment in, is when you know that you asked for this, but then to come to the realization of re-going through conversations I had been having while I was cleaning this made me then remember how I had requested, wanted, and asked for that particularly. Because I said I would hate for a situation where I'd have to use this when I had my child here with me. That would be better, if it was, when she wasn't here to have to endure this. And that's exactly what it is. Again, incomplete of exactly what I asked for. That is exactly what I asked for. My child's not here. Power is out. I'm getting an excuse to use this, and so I'll be able to give a true input on how well this actually does for heating a room that actually the walls here are uninsulated. He already told me that, so I'd be aware this winter. And for the price of what I'm paying for this room, that was, no big deal to me. So, it does not stay warm in here long. So, in a poorly insulated, small hotel room, that the wind causes things that are hanging up to swing and bash, so there's a lot of constant outflowing air pretty well. I'll be able to see how well Uncle Joe actually does. So here in a few minutes, I'll go ahead and I'll turn this back on once I get a little bit more set up. I just want to get all the soot off from the hood, which in reality, because this is the only part that comes off. This comes off, so then this can now be a cooker, and I can cook right on top of it. And depending upon the situation, you don't got a pan, now you do. So with that in mind, let me go ahead and end this video, and I'll come back in just 1 second. Okay. And just so you know, my burn's going to be what I've been doing. It's kind of hard to tell in this lighting. But I've still been doing the toilet paper roll in this one. I've been doing it outside just to keep warm when I go out there. But I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. And this should actually do a pretty large flame. Trying to find out where my lighter is. There it is. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on, get this going, get the room lit, shut this door so I can keep some of my heat in here. It's just I got it dark because I got blankets over the windows. to keep it to where it's more insulated during the cold days. But let's heat up with Uncle Joe and give him a go. And I'll turn this back on in a little bit and give you a room update. And by that time, my room should be a little bit more picked up. Okay. Make sure I got my mitt if I need her. My lid if I need it. So the only thing I'm missing is my tongs. Let me go grab my tongs. We'll see how warm we end up getting in here. See why I had the door open? Definitely dark in here, but let's get it heated up and I'll turn this back on in a little bit. Find out how hot the bottom and everything gets, and ooh, that's already putting out some great heat. Let's see how long it takes. Alrighty. Okay, as soon as I turned off the video recorder, I looked at the time, and I tell you what, not even 5 minutes have passed, and it's like been 4 minutes, and this whole room is already warm compared to what it just was. This might be a little too good for this, or it'll be perfect for a super freezing day if the power goes out. But I am like already really impressed. I probably won't be able to burn this the whole time unless it's pretty cold out. I mean, right now we got our, what are we at? About 40 something outside right now. And this has already done a remarkable job. I am just thrilled. Really, I'm thrilled. So with that in mind, I'm going to keep cleaning up the room and finding lights. I haven't really cleaned anything yet because it's only been a few minutes. I was looking for my lights. I found a lantern and that's what's putting out some of the light right now. Yeah, it's just, wow. And I'm standing so close to it, I'm like nice and toasty. It's like, awesome. Okay, well, it's clearly gotten a lot darker out. I have to hold this now in order for you to see me. I'm getting a little hungry. I happen to have some pizza, so I want to see how Uncle Joe will do on heating up some pizza on top. I don't have no foil, otherwise I would probably suggest putting down some foil over top of it. But since I have what I have, let me show you with what I can do with what I have. 1 second. Last night I ordered me some chicken ranch pizza, and well, I'm kind of glad I have it now, so just put it this way. So I have my lid on a slight angle. I want to make sure that this is going to sit up here nice. Look at that. So we should have some pizza soon. All right. And there we go. Uncle Joe getting pizza done. Okay, Well, I hate to say it. I'm being a little impatient. I am hungry. This is hot. The bottom of it's so hot I can't even touch it without burning my fingers. The top is still not quite hot. If I was to leave it, I would have hot pizza all the way through. I'm going to pull out another slice, put it on top, but I'm hungry, so I'm going to eat this one now. So if you excuse me, this pizza is getting eaten. Well, I'm hungry, and this is really nice. It's nice and greasy on the top, and it's hot, so hot I have to get something to put this on. And it's done a beautiful job. And all I can say is thank you, Uncle Joe, for helping me prepare dinner. So with that in mind, I am just happy and for many reasons that Uncle Joe is here with me today. So with that in mind, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my power outage and stay oh so warm. And I'm going to get comfy because I am like actually getting like kind of hot because it's nice and toasty in here. Uncle Joe's done a great job. Peace out, y'all. Well, the power is still out, and I got a little extra going because the nighttime I just want to boost up the heat in here pretty good before I lay down for bed. And before I do that, I want to make preparations for coffee in the morning. Now, I have instant coffee stuff. I don't even have a coffee pot. So I gotta make hot water. Well, I got very limited resources. I just took back all my pop cans. So the only pop cans I have are these little mini cans. So I'm going to make a little tea light heater, and I'm wanting to do a video of the process just so I can have coffee. I might even have a trial run coffee tonight. And I want to take you through the process. So when I'm done, I got instant coffee ready to go. So in the event of an emergency situation, it's good to know how to do similar little things like what I'm about to show you. Some people have these skills and abilities. Some people just like watching these types of videos. I like doing these type of things if I'm in the situation. It's good to know that there's a way around it. And again, my resources are limited, but I have everything I need to get done exactly what it is I would want. As simple as having hot water for coffee. And with that, let's make some. Now, I don't know how well everything will work, but I have this little plug-in light I'm going to put on my phone so you can see what it is I'm about to do with these cans. So be prepared, your lighting on your phone's about to change. And with that in mind, let me put this on and I'll start. Okay, I hope that works. All right. All I have are these miniature cans. They're not even regular size cans. And my goal is to make a water heater. I could put a tea light in here and then have my hot water container, stack it. With that, I can have hot water and make coffee. Put this into my cups. Not very big, but the tea light will probably heat it fast and quick. Now, a few things I gotta figure out with this overall design. I'm sure there's little drops of pop in there. I don't hear it, but you never know. I can't go like that, so I'm going to have to go like that. The thing with that is this has a bowed bottom. Okay, well, I do have other knives and accessories that would make this pretty easy, but I want to try to figure out how to do this in a less desirable condition, which is what this is. So, in the situation that I would be caught slightly off guard and needing to make something, I am the kind of person that I usually have a pocket knife on me. I got a few. I got some really good ones. I got some X-Acto knives and everything, but that's not the point. The point is that I only have just this right here. Just this tiny little pocket knife. I don't know how well that's showing up there, but you see it's tiny. And with this is what I would have in the event of a situation where I would need a pocket knife. So this is going to be my tool for this. Worst case scenario, what? I got to resharpen my blade? No big deal. It's probably due for it already. I think it is. So while the can has the most structural integrity is when I'm going to take this opportunity to take this and try to figure out how am I going to put some holes in here for heat to rise up. Again, my problem is that this doesn't sit well like that, but sits good like this. And I don't know if I could cut this out. If I cut this out, this makes a difference. I don't know what kind of quality this is. I probably should have my leather gloves on. Well, usually I would have my leather gloves on, but I'm not going to do that. Yeah. Tuck my headphones in. I'm just constantly trying to score the aluminum, and it's just going to keep shaving it down to where this will pop in. So kind of like a slow process can opener. And now that I got it scored, it'll cut pretty easy. we go. So just like that. See, all I did was take this and I kept running it around the outer edge and kind of shaved it down a little bit. And then once I got there, as soon as I had a weak spot after constantly going around without having to apply a lot of pressure, so I was being very gentle. And then once I went through, I just, you watched, I kind of sawed it in, and then the top popped in, and voila. So with that, now I have this off, which will give really good base for that right there. It already was, but now you see how it's directly open. The only thing I'll have to do is to add little vent holes, but all the heat's still going to pocket and pool up here, make it into a pretty good little heater, and heat will still escape through here, which will still be beneficial to this and still keeping this a pretty strong can. Now, if you notice, this is beveled inwards. That is part of my problem. So how do I fix that? Well, the only way I know how to fix that would be to cut out the bottom. So let's see, what do I got to do? Same thing, but on the bottom. So I'm going to show you because this is different. On a clean can, you see how you have that nice little groove here? And that groove is where you're just going to constantly run the knife. Well, if you notice on the bottom, usually most cans are all smooth. They don't really have a deep groove. Take your time, go slow. Hold your knife at a slight angle, and you just keep circling it around, and you're going to end up making a pretty even line all the way around the can, and you just keep scoring it. And then once you get a weak spot where your knife goes through, then you just go ahead and you have a nice clean cut, and then the can is about to be a wonderful tea light holder burner. Okay, so I went around a bunch. I'm going through, I'm doing the cutting now. But right through there, I got a weak spot, so now I'm just cutting this. And again, this keeps the can at a good structural integrity of what it was, but allows me to have a flat surface for my tea light candle. And just like that, the bottom is officially removed. And if you recycle, now you got aluminum. Okay, so now that still sits there. That still sits there. Beautiful, that part. So what did I accomplish? Well, again, my tea light candle can sit here. And then up here, this can now sit. And voila. So, usually like right now what I would do is I would pull out like a nail, which would be awesome. But you don't always have access to an easy handy nail. You can use thumbtacks and stuff like that. Thumbtacks are pretty accessible. They're pretty convenient. I happen to have some sitting right here. But for, again, the point of the video, I have my knife. I'm going to now take my knife and right along the lip here, I'm going to go ahead and make some little incisions. It's going to allow airflow to come up. But you have to keep in mind, this is a completely solid bottom where this is just going to pool and rise up. So what I need to be able to do is to have the ability to have air draw in. So I'll have to make a few along the bottom. And again, the can will still be nice and strong. I could easily probably put something much bigger on it, and this would be able to be around for a moment. Okay, so let me show you what exactly is it that I'm doing. I'm pushing my knife in, the blade going towards the rim, so I pretty much always have the same cutoff spot. Once I push it in just a little bit, I'm going to twist this little side to side, and it's going to make a nice little teardrop. And I would just make those going all the way around right here, and then it'll be able to circulate. Again, it's still going to pool up here, but in order for the heat to constantly do it, heat still rises, so this entire thing is going to get hot pretty fast. I don't know if I want to put a window to blow it out. I'll probably just have this lifted up to do that. Again, I'm going to keep this on. I'm going to also have the tab to where I'll be able to do that, or I'll, take it off. But here I go. Alright, so I got all the holes in the top now. Now I got to do some intake holes. And just so you know, if you don't know, you want to be very gentle when dealing with aluminum. Otherwise, you're going to go shh and go all the way through. So the more gentle you are, the more you're better off to have not a huge gaping rip in it. So keep in mind, be gentle. For those of you who are not aware about dealing with cutting aluminum cans, be gentle with it. So there we go. Got all the holes going around the bottom. So when this is burning, I might want to put one more there only for eyeball sake. But so when it's over the candle, it's just going to be rising up in there. And it's going to be pooling and coming right off. 1 tea light candle should make actually quite a bit of hot water. All right, so there we are. Now I'm going to go ahead and get some water, get a new candle, make sure I have a glove or something to take this off. Just because I am making coffee, I want hot water. I know it's going to get hot fast. I need to be able to conveniently. Okay, I'm going to go rinse out this can. I'll be right back to make up some coffee. Okay, so this bottle of water is quite cold. Chances are, depending on your situation, yours might be too. So I'll give you a good idea on how fast this is going to heat. And then I think I got a good size cup for the can. And this one says, whose coffee? Ha! There you go. Mine. So I'm making me a cup of coffee. Coffee's important to me. I better know how to make a cup. So we got our tea light candle, we got our case, our cup for water. I got a rag for grabbing my can off of here, which I'll have it open. And then what am I missing? Let's pour the water in. That's again why I wanted to keep this strong. That's pretty solid no matter what. So, here we go. Let's make some coffee. Light your tea light candle. Take your tea light vent holder. Take your water and voila. Now, it should not take long for me to be able to have a cup of coffee. I'm doing a test run. I'm going to have a cup of coffee. I'll turn this back on in a few. This should not take long at all. Or should I let it go and go doo-doo-doo-doo? I'll just take this as a break opportunity. Well, the water's heating up pretty good. Won't be much longer. The can's already pretty toasty, but because I'm going to add creamer, I want to make it just a little hotter so I can really enjoy this cup of coffee. This is wonderful. It's taken a little while. A little bit longer than I would have thought, too. Maybe less holes would have been the trick. I don't know. But it's definitely doing it. If I wanted it faster, I'd probably do one of my little emergency burners where it had a bigger flame. But this is definitely doing the trick. I mean, that's already pretty hot. I don't know how long it would take to boil, but to boil, probably about half the time it took to get to this point right now. But looking forward to that cup of coffee. Sorry for the quality of the video, but it is what it is. Okay, so I believe coffee's ready, so hot I can't touch it. It should do the trick. Where's the rag? Right here. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's steaming. That steam showing up in there. A nice, beautiful, hot, hot water. Oh, look at that. Perfect. That's just wonderful. And it never got black on the bottom or nothing. As far as the candle goes, it hasn't even gotten hot enough to where the entire thing is soft. See, I can still even hold the tea light candle. I don't know if you can see that in there, but there's still white wax around the outer edge. So, all in all, I'm pretty impressed. Let's see how it tastes. I've never made a cup this small, so hopefully I don't go too strong. Just gotta finish dissolving everything. It's the kind of instant coffee. It's not that it wasn't hot enough, because even this cup is hot. But I found that the brand I bought, I thought I would treat myself to a special. And just because you pay more, don't mean that the instant coffee's any better. Wow. I'll tell you what, I don't know, but seems like the coffee actually does taste different this time around. Now that's good coffee. Now this is my... Coffee don't keep me up, but I'm going to tell you, this is my late night wake up call. Because as soon as this is done, I'm going to get going on doing some editing of a warning that spirit boxes often talk about. That's right. I'm going to try to do a demonstration map. Poor quality, but I'm doing what I can do for the situation, for what it is, with what I have. Just doing what I do. And if you want to find out more information about that, make sure you check out some of my other videos. Make sure you like, and make sure, if you haven't done it yet, hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned for who knows what kind of videos you could end up getting when watching my channel. What? Yep. You get a lot more spirit boxes more than anything, because it's so important to understand the time for what it is. And if you haven't known, it's time to wake up, because it's about to all take place. And there ain't no way to get around it. It is just inevitable. And I joyously acknowledge the wonderful, horrible times we live in. So don't forget not to forget about other people. Simple little skills like this, if we all shared, could make any bad situation a little bit better. Sometimes a cup of coffee is all you need to turn your day around. So even during a power outage,
So long as you have instant coffee, you got coffee. You don't have instant coffee and you got regular coffee? Well, I'm sure if you got a coffee filter, you can literally make your own coffee tea bag by putting a small bit of coffee inside that bag, wrapping it up and dipping it like you would a tea bag, and making yourself a cup of coffee because you did have coffee grounds. So hot water, you could still get coffee. Also, if you make enough hot water, you can make an entire pot. Just better be ready to drink it all up. This cup's going too fast, and it tastes too good. I think I'll make myself another. So with that in mind, because you need to, or just for the fun of it, don't be afraid to try something that would make an uncomfortable situation more comfortable, such as what's going on everywhere right now and what's about to go on. Don't be afraid to make this uncomfortable situation more comfortable for somebody else. That's what makes this world so wonderful.